Hello, my name is Louise and today I'm filming my 50th eyeshadow roulette. I have used these shades so much. My goal every time is to use the shades I randomize at least twice, and I have used them all 3 times except for one. I'm super proud. Before I continue, I feel like my hair like this reminds me, makes me feel like I look like Lucius Malfoy. Yes? No? From the movies at least? Anyway. So let's just go through the shades that I pulled or randomized last time. The first shade is from the Creepy Cute Volume 2 palette by Shroud Cosmetics, and it was the shade Paws Off, which is this amazing purple. Like, it's so cool. I absolutely love it. Look at that. Use it 3 times. I used it once on its own. I used it like as a base for other shades. Yeah. Yes. The second shade was also from the Creepy Cute Volume 2. And it was the shade Safe Word, which is this amazing hot pink. I mean, look at that. So pretty. I used these two in a look together once. I used this one as a base for like a more shifty shade. Yes, Chef's Kiss. Chef's Kiss. The third shade was from the Urban Decay and Kristen Liane palette, Kaleidoscope Dreams, and it was the shade Corona, that one, which I am assuming is the beer. I also realized it could be like Crown, you know, like Corona of the Sun, la-di-da. But yeah, anyway, it's this really pretty shifty metallic. It actually shifts almost like a prinky, I was gonna say pink and purple together, became prink. A pinky purple feel to it. Like, it is not only this metallic, there's like some kind of pinkiness to it. It's really, really pretty. So I enjoyed using that one a lot. I used this one with other shades from this palette. I used it like over a more, or together with, I guess, a pinkier shade. Yes, Beautimus. Used it 3 times, so The fourth shade is the one that I only used twice, and it was from the Stila Eyes of the Window Soul palette, the shade Affection, which is this, like, you know, brown metallic. Not the most exciting shade, and they are actually, they don't look that different, I guess, but they are actually very different in feel, since this one does have a more of a pink shift and this is mainly just neutral. I feel like I'm not talking that well, so I'm apologetic. I apologize. It's like I want to say everything so quickly and my tongue is just getting twisted, so apologize. Anyway, apologies, not apologize. Anyway, so that one, used it only twice, as I said. And then the 5th and final shade was from the BattyBean and Shroud Cosmetics It's Freaking Bats palette. I love this palette. I love it. And it was the shade Adams, which is that like dark green. Ooh, it is so cool. I love it. Use this one almost on its own, and I used quite a few shades from this palette. I know that in the shade where I used mainly that one, I smoked it into Trapa. I used Adams with Handbook. I know I used both Apparition and Zero. I mean, it's such a pretty palette. And using it, I realized that this one and like the Creepy Cute palettes, I think I'd be fine with for so long. These are the kind of shades that just bring me so much joy. Ugh. I will say though that the shade Paws Off is a little bit patchy, like if you pack it on, but it doesn't bother me that much because at the same time it's just such a cool shade. So so these are the shades that I've used the past 2 weeks. Super success, super happy. So yeah, I don't have much else to say other than here are the selfies from the past 2 weeks. Okay, so those were the selfies from the past 2 weeks. Time to randomize new shades. But before I do, I realize that there might be a few more people who are watching my videos now, and I'm super, super, super excited about that because Ruth Foley, the most darlingest person in the world, you know, definitely on the YouTubes, but in the world, has mentioned me in her Panner's tag video thing, and I was just so happy and completely like, I started almost like crying on the bus at 6 a.m. So yeah, if you have come because of Ruth, you're so welcome. And then you also know what a darling Ruth is. So if you haven't watched Ruth Foley, like, what are you doing? Because, you know, she is just so sweet. And she's the kind of person that you can imagine gives the best hugs. And that's like, you know, she just, yes. If you are a hugger, anyway. So yeah, anyway, welcome if you are here because of Ruth. It's time to randomize new shades. And I have to double check. I have 54 shades in singles and 433 shades in palettes. That leaves me with 487 shades. So I have pulled up a random number generator and I will enter 1 to 487. And now generate. Oh my god. Oh my god. 484. Isn't that must be from the BattyBean palette. The I cannot speak. It is from the BattyBean palette. Let's see if I've had it before. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have not. So again. And it's the shade Trapa, the one that I used once last time. It's so cool. This like mustard green. Oh my god. Oh, it's such a good color. I am so excited. Yeah. I have a little cut on my hand, so please, you know. Anyway. Oh my god. Yes. Okay, so off to an amazing start. Let's randomize the second shade. 158. I feel like I've been, you know, around the 150s quite a few times now. 158. Yep, it's the shade Tahine from the, or Tajine, I think it's Tahine, from the Urban Decay and Kristen Liam palette. I've had it before, so let's randomize again. 289. I've had it before, yep, which is really annoying because it's from the Sleeping Beauty palette by Besamé Cosmetics, and it's the shade 89352. So randomizing again. 325 is the lightest purple from the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. I have had this shade before, so randomizing again. 233 is from the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills collab, so it's the shade Soleil, which is the first shade. Yeah, it's a pretty, a neutrally beigey something. Ooh, it looks very pale. It's not exactly that pale. Yeah? Shifts a little bit in some kind of, you know, other color. I don't know what color, but that is a pretty shade though. Those two together, that'll be nice. Okie dokie, the third shade. 122. Ooh, I haven't had this palette in a while now, so that's exciting. It's the TooFaced Just Peachy Matte, a favorite palette. And it's the shade Peach Cobbler, which is that, ooh, like warm orangey brown, like terracotta. Oh, those two together. Okay, thank you. Oakley dokley, 3 down, 2 to go. 278 is, ooh. Okay, it's from the Besamé Cosmetics Sleeping Beauty palette, and I haven't had this shade before. It's the shade Dust 107. Ooh, it was meant to be in this roulette, I guess. Dust 107. Okay, it's that cool toned brown. I almost feel like it has a little bit of a khaki feel. Yes, definitely a bit of a khaki. Yeah. This is a cohesive palette. Like the shades together. Okay. Okay. Right, so let's randomize the fifth and final shade. 335. Oh, it's from the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, the shade Cosmic, which I have had before, so randomizing again. 215. Ooh, I have not had this palette in a very long time. The shade is from the GlossGods You're the One palette, and it's the first shade in the palette, which is that one. This palette is super pretty. Like, ugh, so pretty. It's like a rose-toned. Anyway, that one. Yeah, rose-toned neutrals, I guess, is, you know, that's the palette. Oh. Oh. I mean, I'm still wanting to call it rose tone neutrals like in general, but that would be a really pretty lip color actually. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So after a few re-randomizations, this is the color palette for the coming 2 weeks. I'm super pleased. Like, wow. Even though, and this, you know, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I'm not into neutrals, but something about these warm neutrals, are they even warm or not? I don't know, but something about these shades together. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Also, I do appreciate that these are from 5 different palettes with very different feels, or pretty different feels. Not very different, I guess, but there's like a, you know, a funky palette, and then there's a jewel toned palette, and then warm neutral, and then just, you know, mildly or gently pigmented old school shades, and then this like rose toned neutral palette with really nice metallics as well. So the coming 2 weeks will be nice. And also, this is very autumnal, right? Like a nice segue into autumn. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I do realize that it might be boring for you to see the re-randomizations, like, or when I randomize again and again and again. But for me, that's the most exciting part. So I kind of like the whole dragging it out a bit, you know. It's very pleasing to me. So unless you absolutely despise it, I will keep doing it. But anyway, let's go through the shades for the coming 2 weeks. First, we have from the BattyBean and Shroud Cosmetics collaboration, the shade Trapa. Then we have from the Jackie Aina and Anastasia Beverly Hills collab, we have the shade Soleil. From the Just Peachy Mattes palette by TooFaced, we have the shade Peach Cobbler. From the Besamé Cosmetics and Sleeping Beauty palette, we have the shade Dust 107. And finally, from the GlossGods You're the One palette, we have the shade Strong. Yes. I forgot to say, actually, that the You're the One palette, this one, is a palette created in collaboration with Linda Marie, a Swedish influencer. She's such a sweetheart. She's just, and she has a black cat, so obviously I like her. Anyway, last week's, look at everybody, and this week's, I mean, completely different feels to the 2 palettes, don't you think? Like, they're not, you can't know, but I'm actually very much looking forward to this, like, cocky, grungy, brownie, you know? Oh, that could be like a nice 90s look. Ooh, ooh, yes. Yes. Okay, so that was my 50th eyeshadow roulette. Exciting times. Oof, oof. I have to go to bed. If for no other reason than, you know, I want to get up tomorrow morning and use these shades. Good enough reason as any, right? Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're sleeping. Hope you're trying to take care of yourselves. The world isn't always what we want it to be. I'm trying to find ways to support the women of Iran who are protesting the death of Mahsa Amini. I cannot wrap my head around that. It does not. No. It's heartbreaking and terrifying, and we have to help each other. That's all. We just have to help each other in any way we can. It's hard sometimes to do things internationally, but, you know, help a friend, help a neighbor, be there if someone asks for your help. You know. Yeah. So, it's hard to wrap up a lighthearted video with such a serious subject, so I won't babble much more. I'll just say, stay safe, wash your hands, get vaccinated, or get your booster shot if you can, and I will see you in approximately 2 weeks with a new eyeshadow roulette. Bye!